through Hardspace Shipbreaker. I've seen several other videos of this. Some of them were gameplay from when the game was in early access. Others as players and YouTube content creators were sharing their first-time experiences with the game. What I'm going to try to do today is no revival. I've tried it 3 or 4 times, not made it very far. Give it another shot. Now, I have played through the standard mode, through the storyline, and gotten to a pretty significant conclusion to it. I haven't accessed all of the secret content, but we're going to give it another shot in no revival. One thing I am going to keep, though, is the tutorial, just in case anyone new comes across this channel and wants to see everything intact, even if it is at a higher difficulty. Now, the intro is going to be the same as it is in the standard and the middle difficulty. I forget what it's called. One thing I have noticed is that regardless of which diet you prefer, the total starting cost is going to be about the same. So for anyone new to this game, these are the terms of employment you have to agree to. No criminal record in certain areas, no union activity, medical exam, no conflict of interest in property, good attitude, covering the health risks of some of the equipment you're using, and then coercion to vote a certain way in an election. Anyone here can read the details if they like. Other people have read the terms and conditions. I have not. I'm not going to this time either. But they're all right here. If you ever want to pause and look at it, my own or a bunch of other videos, I'm sure the creators have given you time to read this. You would have to pause to read this. I'm trying to scroll slowly, but I'm barely making any progress through the terms and conditions.
everything's gonna be just fine. There you go. Plenty of folks feel a bit woozy with the first spare. Anyway, welcome aboard. The name's Weaver. I'm the foreman for yourself and a couple of other shipbreakers in this region. This here's Morrigan Station. She may not look like much right now, but once we boot her up, she'll purr like a kitten. All right, let's test out your orientation control. Do me a favor and look up at that cargo elevator up above.
All right, so a couple of hiccups with recording.
That's it.
Video
So that's where all
pauses
the
when I'm
salvage gets
expecting it.
collected to be picked up by the transfer crew. Just in case you ever
Like
turn
problems.
yourself out of whack, use
And of
your
course,
roll
real life
thrusters to
happening.
reorient.
So this is technically 24 hours after I started recording, because
Now let's get you flying.
I had to step away.
Activating your thruster controls now. Try moving around.
That's going to happen a lot with my videos, because I work full time
Now
and still
vertical
have real
control.
life going on.
Looks good. Now, to finalize these movement checks, I need you to fly to these waypoints. Used to be a cutter myself, you know. Till there was some complications with my last revive. Those are early days in the tech, though, so never you mind about that. Oh, almost forgot the most important thing. Brakes. Get yourself going at a decent clip, and then test them out, why don't you? All right. Looks like the bay here was left in a bit of a mess. We're gonna clean this crap up. I'm gonna activate the furnaces. Now. Dang thing. Would you just...
So I've been playing this
There you
game for
go.
about 30
Now,
hours
these
now.
furnaces are used to melt down soft metals.
I have some pretty
Should
decent
go without
control,
saying.
over
These things
flight.
are hot as all get out.
and I have definitely
So,
developed some
Try not to drift into them by accident. Okay. Let's get a handle
methods
on
for
your
dealing
grapple
with certain
tool.
ships.
This fella here is a shipbreaker's bread and butter. This is how we move salvage around. Activate the beam and hold it to grab an object to move it around, if it's not too heavy. Give it a go. And move one of these pieces into either furnace. So, when you're holding an object with the grapple, you can retract the beam. This will pull a light object to you. If it's heavier than you, it'll pull you towards it. Nice job cleaning up that soft metal scrap cutter.
Other thing to
Let's
remember
move
is
on to
if
the bigger
you
nanocarbon
push while
chunks now,
against
shall
an
we?
immovable
You
object,
may have already
you go
noticed that
flying.
these are too heavy to move with your grapple. I'm enabling your scanner so we can check out their structural makeup. Go ahead and boot it up. This mode of your scanner lets you assess an object's structure. What I want you to focus on right now are these cut points. All right. Controls give me the go-ahead to get you cutting. You got quick access to all your tools through your HUD. Just open up your tool selector and choose the cutting tool.
Wasn't sure if I was missing the key or not.
Your cutting tool has two modes. The first one is the stinger. It's designed for precision vaporization of cut points like this. You ready to perform some zero-G surgery, Cutter? Well, let's split this scrap so it's light enough to move.
That's because I couldn't see the keyboard with the cat's head in the way.
That's how you do it. Okay, let me boot up the processor so you can salvage these. Do me a favor. Look on over at one of them there. Yeah, so I can see if they activate right. Yeah, perfect. Wish me luck here, Cutter. Me and technology ain't always the best of friends. Hey, all right. We're in business. Now swap over to your grapple and toss one of those pieces you separated right in there.
You have to push multiple times, you can get some acceleration on the pieces.
Well, okay. We're almost done getting this bay in shape. Let's go after that large aluminum chunk over there. Now, this beast is way too heavy to move as is. It's also too dense for your stinger to break it down. And there are no structural cut points for us to take advantage of. We're gonna have to switch over to the split saw mode of your cutting tool, start slicing this thing down to size. Go ahead and switch cut modes now. Now try changing the angle of the cut. We're in business. I've unlocked the trigger on your cutting tool. It'll split that big chunk clean in two. Go ahead and give her a whirl. I'm gonna turn on your salvage indicator so you can track how much work there is left to do. This thing will track how much you've salvaged and how much you've lost. For now, let's try and hit that first goal marker.
See
And
if
that's
I
what
can
it's
do
all
this
about,
without
Kurt.
dying with
The
cats
more
all over
salvage
the
goals you
desk.
complete, the closer you'll get to hitting your certifications and ranking up. Great first shift in the yard, Cutter. Let's head on over to your hab and I'll show you the ropes there. Fly on over back to the master jack. I'll put a marker on it so you can find it easy. When you get there, head on in and we'll get started.
This will get you moving, but it won't help you stop.
New certification level awarded. License upgraded.
Now, one thing that does kind of hurt replayability is
Hello, Shipbreaker.
these messages
You
are not
have
skippable.
one incoming transmission waiting.
Welcome to your new home, Cutter. There's everything you need. This is officially called a ready-made long-term employee habitation something or other. Around here, we just call it your hab.
The part that hurts
Now,
is that you can't interact
How's about
with
to get yourself some rest?
the
We'll pick up your
equipment
training
terminal
in the
while you're
morning.
in one of these messages.
So sleep tight there, Cutter.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Please enjoy the following inspirational message. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you do, you will be successful.
Rise and shine, Cutter. Hope you feel well rested. Ready to continue your training? Okay, let's have a look at your employee terminal. Now, let's get caught up on career progression and certification. I've sent you a message with an explanation. Go on and give it a read. Clear as mud? Don't worry, I'm here to walk you through the process. Soon enough, I'm going to introduce you to some of the other shipbreakers. Most of them are willing to help you out, too. All right, let's start a new shift and pick your first ship to work on.
I'm not spending a whole lot of time on this, because like I said, I've got about 20, 30 hours in the big game.
This screen shows which ships you have access to. Each morning, you can choose to continue working on the ship you got or start a fresh one. Go ahead and claim one, and we'll get to work.
So we've all got the starting ship, which is a mackerel. That one's got 6 nacelles, which is the type of thruster engine, I think.
She's all yours, Cutter. Your primary goal is to reach rank 3. Now try to remember, nanocarbon goes in the processor, aluminum goes in the furnace. Try to salvage the entire ship if you can. We call it using the whole buffalo. You'll hit your certs faster that way and start knocking out that debt of yours. I'll be observing and giving you any help if you need it. Good luck, Cutter. Weaver out.
I would usually recommend cutting the furnace after you've emptied, or cutting the glass after you've emptied out the cockpit, so you don't end up cutting a seat in half like I've done before. But since these starting missions start with mostly empty ships, just gonna get in there just because it does hold part of the nanocarbon to the frame. And something's still holding it. Slicing, dicing. That's some of it. Something in the middle's holding.
Raw material deposited. Transferring credits.
I've never had this much trouble. Class before. That's the last piece. So in these mackerels, you've got outer shell, inner frame, and then you also have, well, the outer shell's on the sides. You've got the roof and the floor. Some of these mackerels won't let you pull one section of the floor off, so you've disconnected another. Get that out of the way.
I know these ships look intimidating to scrap at first, but trust me, soon enough, you'll be stripping the huge Gecko-class freighters like nothing. Got my start salvaging back down Earthside in the droid scrapping biz. You know what made me come up here? One day, we got a batch of this particular model in, one of them kinds with synthetic skin and everything. We almost never saw people-looking ones like that. They're always too expensive to manufacture. Seems someone found a warehouse full of them, mothballed for 20 years or so, since the AI ban took effect. Probably bought the whole lot for pennies, thinking they could turn a tidy profit with the salvage. No word of a lie. These things looked exactly like my stepbrother Jed. Even had the same slack-jawed expression. Now, Jed and I wasn't exactly pals or nothing, but all the same, I couldn't bring myself to start smashing that dopey face. And that's when I looked into getting on with Lynx. I tell you what, it's a sight better to cut up something that doesn't look like a family relation. Anyway, I'm running on. I'll clear the channel. Holler if there's anything giving you grief up there, Cutter. Weaver out.
Beaver's gotta be my favorite character in the game. And the ships he mentioned just now, the Gecko, is one of my favorite ships. It also takes the longest to take apart. And there does require some strategy. One of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you is it's easy to move your body around to use a push force than it is to move a piece of ship. Especially in the early stages of the game where your grappling strength is very limited. this right here is the framing for an airlock. You got these 4 points, and then you've got complete top and bottom, or left and right mounting point to the frame. Something big and heavy, be mindful of the axis you're pushing.
Valuable object processed.
You don't want something to spin in a sharp corner and catch you. Yeah, come back to that. Before the ship's out of the way.
Salvage goal obtained. Additional rewards assigned. Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Not want to be inside the frame. That's how you end up getting sucked into a furnace or processor. Usually when I replay this game, I skip the tutorial.
Applying
I
credit
can
to
easily
account.
buy tethers.
Salvage goal
I gotta get
reached.
used to
Rewards
having tethers
assigned.
again. Like I said, getting yourself around and using push force is a lot easier than pushing and pulling on an object.
Salvage goal achieved. Rewards allocated.
And they intentionally make this so you
Processing
cannot
valuable deposit. Credits transferred. Salvage goal met.
push or pull
Rewards
this
will be
thing. It's early in the game. And I'm not going to burn myself because this will cause damage. So I have to split this thing into pieces so it's light enough to maneuver into the furnace. Let this cool down properly. This in place. 2 layers. Nope, still not ready. I played the tutorial in a while, so I'm a little rusty.
Material accepted. Credits assigned.
light enough to move.
Salvage goals fully completed. Rewards assigned.
And about sight. What am I missing? Part of my bar isn't filled up. Can't interact with these yet. Or the storyline. And that might be what missing value is. Up at the top, your yellow and red bars should come together once you've gotten through the whole ship. There'll be times where I've got 50, 100,000 unaccounted for, and I can't figure out what's missing.
New certification level has been achieved. License.
Good morning, Cutter 9346-52. All the team at Lynx would like to wish you a happy and productive day.
Anytime you get 95% or better salvage, you get one of these.
Looking good, Cutter. Now go ahead and pick another ship.
I'm gonna stop it here for this video. Start a new one shortly.